Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to Sketch Fighters, everybody. Gosh, I look really pale on this screen today.
You do.
Holy shit. I'm Bernard Chang, professional comic book artist. I have my co-host on the stream, Jerry Ma,
Hey, what's up, everyone?
and also Courtney.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Courtney, do you want me to say your last name, or do you just want to be Courtney?
Schwartz. Sure. Yeah, you
Okay,
can
all
use
right,
it.
you don't mind. Okay, well, let's just jump
No.
right into it. Man, my neck is like, I can't bend over. I can't lean over. I can't take a deep breath. Jerry, you think
You
you're?
need a massage.
I do. I wonder if it's stress, or if I slept the wrong way, or
It's probably a little bit of everything.
I mean, I've been basically the last few days, the last couple of weeks have been hell with deadlines. I mean, I basically slept the entire weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Although yesterday I did make it to the beach to do a little bike riding.
Awesome.
But the neck was a little stiff before that already, so it's.
What you been doing? You've been hubba hubby.
I've been massaging. I've been using this thing. And do you have one of these things? It's a Theragun.
Weird sex toy of yours.
Can you see it?
That's definitely a sex toy.
Well, you could use it. I mean, but it's like it's a. Oh, there's only 2 speeds on this. So basically, using that on my shoulder and my neck. And then today I've been cleaning my desk. Let me show you guys a little bit of my desk. You can actually see the orange base of the desk now.
I never knew that was the color of your desk.
Yeah.
Me too.
I mean, it's traditionally been filled up with pens, papers, or whatever. And now I've gotten to the bottom. And this is been working on this commission piece for over a year now.
Looks like Sugar Sean is on.
Uh-oh. Shh, stop talking about him.
I'm here. Is that my commission you're working on?
This is over a year now. I've been working on this piece. I hope the guy's not.
So it must be amazing. There must be so much detail.
Well, it's like.
Well, you should be thankful because the longer you wait, the better it is, and you get all this extra art too.
Yeah, I felt bad
You should be
because
so thankful.
originally it was just a Spider-Man Peter Parker, right? And then because it's taking so long, I've added like all of these other background details.
I remember this from last year.
Yeah. And then there's a part of me that kind of wants to start all over again because.
Oh my god.
Do it. What's the big deal?
Do it.
I feel like
Start
I
over.
feel like, oh man, this body is kind of stiff. The Peter Parker Spider-Man.
Much like your back.
Yeah. So I'm like, man, I could make it a little bit more dynamic, even though I've added all of these villains in the background. I think I even posted this like last year, and it hasn't even really gotten much. I haven't gotten much traction on this. But once I finish this, plus a couple more commissions, I have a Wonder Woman book here. Once I finish that, I got another Nightwing book, and I think a Daredevil sketch. Then I'll open up the commissions again. So, oh, Sean, Jerry, anything going on in the comic book world this week?
Well, Jason Pearson passed away.
Yeah. Weren't we just talking about him like a couple months ago?
Yeah, because he had that thing with Alpha Richardson,
Uh-huh.
where um, he said that didn't deserve to be in the business because she was probably got by on her looks. Um, and then people were gonna start piling on, and I was like, "Whoa, hold on," because we don't really know what's going on in his personal life. We know from the past. It's not such a big secret that he struggled with a lot of demons. So
Yeah. His
Um,
work is awesome. I love his work.
did you know
it's so
him, Jerry?
unique.
Jerry, did you know him?
No, I did not know him. I just love his stuff.
We met him a few times,
Yeah,
I think,
Heroes Con,
a
couple of
long time ago.
shows. Uh, well, I am. It is kind of curious. He passed away of a heart attack.
Yeah, I think what I was reading was that it happened a month ago, and it was some natural causes, which is a bit of a surprise to me.
But a lot of people passing away with heart attacks lately.
Yeah, when you get to our age, like when you get into your 50s, I just like to remind people that when you're in your 50s, you could die at any time. So
Sean, you want to update us on your colonoscopy you're supposed to get?
Yeah, Sean, did you
Did you
schedule
well,
schedule
something yet?
yeah. Well,
that?
I schedule it because
You
they're
did.
so busy, they'll never get around to it.
Okay.
And Sean, are you a dermatologist? You have any? I have this thing growing on my hand here. It's like eczema.
That little berry.
Yeah, it's like a little eczema thing. And
It isn't a bite, is it? Is it itchy?
No, this time it's just like I just noticed it like a few days ago, and it's getting a little bit bigger, and then eventually it goes away. I apply some steroid topical cream on it; it'll go away. But it's kind of weird. It's always the same spot.
Is it like athlete's foot on your hand?
I don't know. Maybe.
Could be an allergy too.
Do you have anywhere else in your body, like on your back or your
Nope.
stomach?
Just right here, and it's been like this. I've had this. It'll come on the left hand, like in this, on the hand area, and it'll like come on. It'll get a little bit bigger, right? Maybe twice this size. Um, and it'll come on for some reason out of the blue, and then it'll go away.
Well, at least it's not your drawing hand.
Yeah. So I'm wondering, like, I don't know, what could it be?
I think it's just some sort of eczema.
Yeah.
I think it's mad cow's disease.
I mean, this is definitely not
You
COVID.
know what? It's probably like herpes related.
Oh,
Yeah, herpes
damn.
related. I say it's herpes related.
I got herpes on my. How did I get herpes here, though?
You can get herpes anywhere.
I don't know.
Really?
You tell
Virus.
us.
Huh?
You can get it anywhere. It's a virus. Can crop up anywhere on any skin surface.
Yeah, but there's
or...
no, like, blistering.
I don't know. It's hard to tell. It looks kind of blistery.
Looks like a blister to me.
Really? Oh. Shit. But isn't it supposed to be pussy if it's herpes?
Not necessarily.
It has, like, yellow, like, it's supposed to be yellow and crusty.
Yo, you got herpes on your hand.
Oh, shingles. Yeah, it could be shingles.
Shingles.
And shingles comes from, and it is herpes, but shingles comes from stress. So
Shingles is like
you could honestly, that could definitely be what you are having.
But it's not chicken pox.
Check your
though.
back too.
Huh?
If you're over 50, and then if you had chickenpox in the past, you are carrying the herpes, the shingles virus.
Oh, really? What is it? The shingles or the herpes virus? What is it, Sean?
It's the same. It's a type of herpes. It's
Oh, it is?
shingles.
Herpes zoster. So not all herpes is sexually transmitted.
Yo, Bernard has herpes.
How did I get this? Because, like, look, like, this is a left
Hand job.
hand. Huh? Left hand, you don't shake with the left hand, right? And your hand, if you shook with the left hand, somebody's thumb had herpes? And
No, that's not how you get shingles.
Didn't you give Fletch a massage in Taipei?
Oh, that's right.
Mm,
Possibly. Let me
possibly.
say hello to the people on chat. Now that I got hand herpes. What's up, Vorendor? I think Simple Man's first today, right? But now the chat says it's Vorendor. Mr. Joshua, good to see you. Jeremy Joe, Hubba Hubba. Simple
Hubba
Man
Hubby.
Tony. Hubby Hubby. Ooh, Dr. Midnight's here. How you doing, Dr. Midnight? I have all the artwork lined up, ready to go. It's been raining like cats and dogs, so I haven't gone to the post office. Is there any does it make sense about not going to the post office when it rains?
No, that's when you should go, because that's when everyone else doesn't go.
Really?
Yeah.
Because like I'm thinking like I don't want the stuff to get wet. But I guess it's all in a warehouse, or I guess there's nothing to my fear of going when it's raining. Kevin P. West, Lurky Lurk. Good to see Lurky Lurk. Good to see Kevin P. West. How about them Lions? Cabon Inc. Good to see Cabon Inc. D. Rogers, thank you for the sub. 29 months. Holy cow. 29. That's more than 2 years. Wow, good to see D. Rogers. Yojimbo's here. Yojimbo is our moderator extraordinaire. Any kind of questions you guys might have, shoot it out to Yojimbo. He'll know. Let's see. Art Mike. You guys don't have anything like this on your hands? This is really like
No.
it comes and goes. Like it'll go away.
Give me hand herpes? No.
Like how did I Yeah, it's just weird. And it's always like right here in this area.
Near the
Could be
birds peck at it?
Huh?
Yeah, I mean, it could be shingles. Shingles is kind of painful.
Yeah, it
and
doesn't
it
hurt.
hits one side of your body.
I guess I can.
But it does look like a shingles blister.
I can feel it a little bit, and sometimes it like itches, or sometimes you don't really feel anything. Any dermatologists on the stream? Come on, we need to like up our viewership here.
I can't see much.
Oh, hey Bernard, are you buying a Valentine's Day present for your lady friend?
I don't know. She's in Taiwan.
And if so, any ideas you could pass on? Sugar Sean, any?
Sugar Sean is.
I'm married. Don't ask me.
Jewelry.
Gee.
Courtney, anything you think would make a good present?
Fancy chocolates. That's what
Yeah,
she likes.
actually. Damn. See, he knows. He
Hey.
knows fancy chocolates.
James Quill just landed in Taiwan.
You did?
He sets up his Wi-Fi, and the first thing he turns on is this.
Where in Taipei? Oh, he's in Taipei for the month. All right. Look at that. It's like 10:55 in the morning, almost 11 o'clock. So I hope you had some yummy Taiwanese breakfast.
Yeah, man.
That's like the first thing.
Where are you staying, James Quo? Maybe we can make a recommendation.
Yeah, what part of Taipei?
You can crash him.
I'm moving part-time to Taipei.
Wow.
Ooh la la.
Yep.
Hubby.
Oof.
How international.
Let's see. What happened to the Erase It Redeem? I think the Erase It Redeem is still up. Let me check. I went through some of the stuff the other day. We're trying to update some stuff. I need some ideas for like the points redemption. My left side of my body is super stiff.
Maybe
Shingles.
shingles.
I say they should be able to redeem a Sean Chen drawing.
Oh.
Yeah. They should there should be a redemption where like I start the drawing and then it bounces to Sean. Sean has to finish the drawing.
Yeah.
Oh, exquisite corpse is what they call it.
What is exquisite corpse? When you take over the drawing?
You know, when you pass one thing around and then it's like either it's a writing piece where someone writes the next sentence or a sculpture where someone sculpts the next part. So we should do one of those, just kind of send it to each other and then whatever comes out in the end,
Yeah, like
you know.
draw your way
Interesting.
out. We used to play that at bars after conventions. Someone would
Oh
draw.
yeah, so that draw your way out is basically someone draws like a really crude image, like a penis that's ejaculating, and then it's your job to finish the drawing so it becomes innocent, so you can pass it to a child and they wouldn't be able to see what the
Right,
origins.
exactly. Well, I mean, I wouldn't go with the whole complete physical manifestation of the phallic symbol, but okay, something like that. I mean, the easiest thing is to draw Darth Vader, right?
I think Darth Vader is a pain in the ass to draw.
Oh, shit, my back is like crispy Papa
Shingles.
from Melbourne. You think that's part of the shingles? Like you get back?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very
yeah,
painful.
body
Totally.
pain.
Totally.
For
Huh?
one side of the body.
Yeah, it's just my left side.
Oh,
Holy
that's not good.
shingles.
Really? It's like my left side is kind of warm too.
go to the doctor, man.
Come on. I'm in America. What do you think? Going to the doctor?
Yeah, it makes sense that you just had a very difficult deadline. And usually shingles hit you right at the most stressful time of the year.
Well, yeah, I just had before he came out, Sean, I said like I basically slept 3 days in a row now. I finished the book Thursday. Friday, I was kind of in a zombie state. And then Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I pretty much slept most of the day. Although yesterday I did go out to the beach to ride my bike. Hey, thank you for the gift sub, Dr. Midnight.
Yeah, he just gifted me a sub. That's like Santa Claus.
Did James Cole say where he's near?
Not yet.
No.
Oh, wait.
Exquisite,
no.
exquisite corpse is someone draws the head, next draws the chest and the waist. Okay, so you gotta draw like a whole. Anyways, we could do that at some point. So I was saying I was cleaning out the table. I finally got to the base surface of the table of my drawing desk. And it's like this orange. Sean, were you here when we got this orange table? When I got this orange table?
Yeah, that stolen one.
It was in the trash. So I repurposed it.
It was a demo model house. He said, "Hey, this table
Yeah.
looks good and free." So
And then I found, look at this. I found this book underneath all of the stuff I had on my table. So I think I talked about this a little bit in a previous stream. This is for next week, Conan. Next week is Conan the Barbarian. But man, this is one of those oversized books. This is your mentor, Barry Windsor Smith.
oh wow,
This is
that's Roy Thomas or Edgar Rice Burroughs?
Roy
Or
Thomas.
Roy Thomas. Okay.
Barry Windsor Smith. Special assist from Silvio Buscema. So this was, I think, look at this, Barry Windsor Smith, how he drew himself.
Yeah, he was heavy into a Buscema phase.
And so this is probably one of his earlier works, but also one of his most popular works. You can see some of the hints of what Barry style would kind of morph into, or transition into. Man, I really love the smell of these comics, these old school comics. I remember going into my first comic book store when I was a kid, and you're hit with this smell of like the same smell, but times like
I don't get
1,000.
it. When you ask
Very
people why they
distinct.
won't go digital with comics, like they want to read, they want the actual comic, and a lot of times they say most of the time it's they want to hold it in their hands, and then once in a while you have some person who said like I like the smell.
I like. How about holding the hand and the smell?
Or
Wow, look at
Sean,
this.
you never huffed comics?
I don't get it. I mean, the reason why you like the smell, supposedly, is because it verifies to you that what you're valuing is real. So
And Conan has nipples. Look at that. I draw nipples on all of my characters when they're shirtless.
Yes,
Who said yes?
I did.
there's a bunch of at a convention, these kids that were really annoying and bothering Barry at a bar.
Yeah.
And they wanted to sketch, and they kept on asking and asking. And then Barry got really drunk, and finally he's like, all right, give me a piece of paper. And he draws a nipple.
Pretty good nipples. Look at this one. Right there. He could have easily cropped out like the nipple on the bottom, but yeah, it's right there. Some of the stuff though is you can tell his early Barry Windsor. But wow, look at this page. It's a full vertical.
Yeah, he left comics at some point and then started Gorbami Press, that was primarily an illustration thing, and he was really working in kind of a pre-Raphaelite style. And then when he came back to comics, he dumped all of this style, which is very traditional, like Kirby, Buscema style, and then just bought his pre-Raphaelite style.
This panel right here should be on a t-shirt. Well,
I'd
okay,
buy
we'll
it.
look at this some more next week for Conan Week. But anybody that's read this, this is definitely a different transitioning this next issue.
Red Nails.
Yeah, this
Red
one,
Nails is so amazing.
this one, he's definitely, he's gotten a lot better in this. Is this another series or what is this? Red Nails.
It's like a one-off, wasn't it?
It's a one-off.
Sean?
Have you seen any of these originals, Sean?
Yeah, he doesn't sell stuff very
Right.
much. I think the last time he sold it was $120,000 for a cover or something. He kind of keeps it all. But I did, when I went to his house, that was in the flat files. And then a lot of it's hung up on the walls. So a lot of times when he draws, he puts gesso on the surface and then builds it up and builds up the black layer and then works with white in it. And it gets all piled up and really thick.
On Bristol?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
You didn't steal anything?
You
No,
didn't
I
say,
didn't
hey,
steal
Barry,
anything.
what's that over there? And then put some stuff in your backpack.
You'll never know.
Okay, we'll look at this some more next week. This week is Magik. Who's done their Magik drawing already?
I have.
I think I've done enough of them. Oh, I think Courtney did a Magic, right? You put it on your story. It looked really nice.
I did.
Yeah.
And then like 4 people was like said it looked like me.
Mm.
Really? Okay.
Herbie.
Right, because that is self-portrait.
I mean, am I crazy? But I really think comics should kind of return to newsprint.
Oh no,
You
not
should
that
really
again.
do like a newsprint version of comics. That way you print it for fairly cheap.
Yeah, I think Sean Gordon Murphy has been pushing for the Tonkuban version, where it's basically no color, but in a big volume of smaller size black and white newsprint
Yep.
for cheap.
Yeah. And then you can print. Then you can also always print a more collector's edition where it's, fully rendered on slick paper and charge a premium for that, and or a digital version. But definitely, I think part of that is you want to get your characters out, right? You want many people to read it, to enjoy the story, and mostly for the art. And then you can have a collectability component to it. But I still think if I were to run a comic book company, I would have the product come out in newsprint at a very low price point, hopefully $1 or less. Then you can when you reprint and collect it in a trade paperback, you do a premium version of that on premium paper at a slightly higher price point, and then also a digital component.
I think Yojimbo says that newsprint's not that cheap anymore.
That's the other thing. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much the newsprint cost would be.
All of that paper is going into cardboard to make Amazon boxes, since we don't shop by going to the store anymore.
Well, yeah. So like when we were in Valiant, they started using like premium paper or paper stock. That was a big thing, like heavier paper stock, glossier paper stock. Partly also because of the coloring process at Valiant, really to take advantage of kind of what they were doing with the watercolor washes. But I really think like the important thing is to get, if I had new characters that nobody knew about, right? I would want as many eyeballs on it as possible. And that way I have confidence in the work is going to generate a fan base, but I don't want, price point to be an issue at first.
Wait, so these would be free? Or why would you not do like a
free
just
or
a
close to
download
free?
or something?
Yeah.
So Mark Miller is doing that now, right? With Nightclub.
I don't know. Is he? What is that?
Nightclub is what is it? Under $2. It's out now.
It's a print?
A book?
Yeah, it's just a comic, but instead of being $4 or $5, it's $2.
Yeah. I mean, I think also, I mean, I guess pricing in inflation, but the whole premise is you want to get your property in front of as many fans' eyeballs as possible.
That means you got to get on TikTok, Bernard.
Both TikTok. I mean, again, there's a digital component. There is, I think you have part of the story is available digitally, part of the story is available traditionally, but in a cheap newsprint format, whether it's as basic, because look at this, like Conan stuff. Excuse me. This is back in the days when when they're doing color separations. So there's no real gradation. Like on him, there's 1, 2, 3 colors on the skin tone. That's it, basically. And most of it's just one tone. I mean, a lot of the shade and shadows handled by the line art, right, by the ink, or the hatching or whatever it is. And
it looks great.
And it reads. Even here, and then like on this body, you'll have like, all right, there's a white portion to indicate the highlight, and then only part of the arm and the chest and the torso is colored in the skin tone.
There was a bad period of comics where I think when we were coming up in comics, they discovered computer coloring. So everything was like overly airbrushed. And then they said like, well, real life doesn't have ink lines. I think that people associate the ink lines with old comics. So they removed the ink line and just basically had everything like just airbrushed. And I think we look back at that now and it looks terrible.
Yeah. I don't know.
James Poe is leaving.
Oh, did James Poe say where he's at? Yeah, hit the streets, man. Dude, you're in Taipei?
He just got there. And then
technically, you're still supposed to be on a health... well, when you got through the airport, did they still give you the 4 PCR tests? Not PCR. Is it PCR?
The rapid test.
Rapid test.
He's near... he's in Gongguan, near NTU.
Near NTU. I think that's like south of Da'an. The NTU is where the CWT is normally. So if you're there, I think
he's still pretty close.
Next week or the week after, there's a CWT comic book convention. You might want to check out, James, at the NTU.
It's so worth it the time, man.
Yeah, and then yeah, dude, don't stay in. Go out and eat, dude.
You're not missing much.
enjoy the awesome food.
Oh, yo, Bernard, check out the cosplay girl that contacted me. I sent it to the
Discord.
the stream text.
Oh, okay.
She sent you a picture of herself cosplaying.
No. She saw. I just used one of her pictures as one
Oh,
of our,
okay.
like, and then she, a friend of hers saw it and sent it to her, and then she just messaged me. We started talking a little bit, and she's into comics and everything.
Okay.
Oh,
See,
yeah,
the
I-
length you have to go to if you can't draw. I mean, it's easy. It's easy to buy and make an entire costume.
This girl
But
works.
she looks her magic cosplay is awesome.
Yeah, I saw that picture. It's she looked like she could be an actress playing that role.
Yeah.
Yeah, she works at Ultimate Comics, which is Alan Gill's shop in North Carolina. I've seen her on the some of their posts when they have like New Comic Wednesday or whatever, and she goes through. She talks about the new books that are in for the week. Alzilla 71 going to be drawing Wilson. Okay. Let's get to Magic. I did a Magic a while ago, but
It's a commission favorite. I think I've done at least a dozen.
yeah.
She's such a cool looking character.
Well, this
Created
new
by
version.
Len Wein and Dave Cockrum.
When did this new version with the big sword come into play?
I don't know, but I like it.
Who's like responsible for this version?
Some manga fiend, probably.
It definitely reminds me of that. Very Final Fantasy.
I mean, is Lockheed still a character in the?
Well, it doesn't pal around with her.
No, Lockheed doesn't pal around with her anymore. And what are these like? I've drawn her before with this outfit, but what are these black things that come out of her head?
That's those things that Jim Lee added to every Wildcats character.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure that out.
It just makes it hard to draw. So here's the deal about that thing coming out of the back of her head. So they are in a V configuration, but they're also swept backwards. And then they taper, and then there's two of them, and they're not parallel. So they taper against each other as well as amongst themselves. And then when you draw it on a head that's at a 3/4 or 3/4 from below, you're kind of screwed. But you just do your best.
Look at this. This is somebody made a toy or figurine. Yeah.
It's not like those fake arrow things that go through your head.
Do they serve any kind of function?
Antennae.
It's very graphic.
Yeah.
Gives her better HBO.
Is she still like a teenager in this version, or is she like in her 20s?
She
Or
don't
late
look
teens?
old.
Huh? Did you guys see the New Mutants movie?
I tried.
Did a new one come out
Well, no, there's a New Mutants movie with
recently?
Anna Taylor-Joy. It came out like a couple years ago or something, I think.
Was it on
yeah.
TV?
During the pandemic.
I didn't.
Oh.
I didn't.
It was delayed. It was supposed to come out, have a theatrical release, and I think it was being delayed, and they reshot a bunch of stuff, and it sounded like it was a mess. Lockheed is with Kitty. Okay.
Yeah, it's a Kitty Pryde sidekick.
What if we were to do...
She is Colossus's sister, right? So they do that Russian thing where if you're a dude, his last name would be Rasputin, and since she's a girl, her last name is Rasputina. Right? I mean, does that work? Or like, if your name was Kasparov, if you were a girl, it would be Kasparova.
Are you being serious or facetious?
No, I think that's how it works.
Oh, cool.
Huh?
I don't know, maybe someone can verify that. Or it's Ova or Nova at the end of your name.
Are you talking about if that's in Russian?
Yeah, the Russian last names.
What's this?
There's a masculine and feminine version.
So your wife would be like Chenova.
She'd be turnover.
Okay, let's look at the head thing here. It looks like it's just coming out of the head.
When she sticks it in her head, it makes her eyeballs disappear.
Oh, really?
Are you really?
No, that was a joke. She's like a slot machine or something.
But I don't see her with any ears, so I was wondering if I mean I understand her hair is covering it for the most part, but
Those black things are her ears.
I think they're her ears.
No, the ears are covered by her hair. Courtney, have you considered cosplaying as Magik?
I don't think they really gave it that much thought when they came up with this. I mean, it's just like
Yeah.
these things are drawn, and then it's left up to the geeks to make
No,
sense.
those
of
are
it.
her ears. I'm going with what Courtney said.
Do they help her fly?
those
Do they
are good.
flap and then?
They
On both
flap. She's a helicopter.
All right.
I mean, she's wearing something that I definitely wore when I was go-go dancing. That's definitely the big boots with thigh highs. That's pretty much yeah.
You still have them?
I had to get rid of my boots because they grew mold. But,
What?
Oh,
From the sweat?
nasty.
yeah, they have a spongy part on the inside, and yeah, they grew mold. But the funny thing is now they're becoming popular again. Like the brand's becoming popular, and
With mold?
not with mold, but like the younger kids are wearing it. I saw a kid who was wearing like a different style on the street, and I was kind of dressed up in business attire, and then I went up and I asked him because he was wearing like 8-inch heels. I was like, "Oh, those are great. Where'd you get those?" And he just looked at me like very judgmentally, like this old bitch is asking me about my cool shoes, and I was almost that time where I didn't think I'd get to so soon, where I'd be like, I did that. I wore those. Don't look at me that way. I did that before you were alive.
And did he call you ma'am?
No, but he definitely he told me, and I was like, I maybe he looked at me like, are you actually?
Does your daughter
being
want a
honest?
pair?
Because you're just old and disgusting, right? Is that what you think?
Old and decrepit.
You don't know old.
don't know old until you get shingles.
Shingles on. You get
Yeah.
hand herpes.
Hand herpes. I'm trying to think. Somebody mentioned guts. So I was thinking, what if I did like a Magik versus Guts? Big sword
What?
versus big sword.
Okay.
The hardest character to draw, you don't have to draw another character in there, and then you pick Guts as your second character.
What's Guts?
Did you
Guts
even
is the
like-
guy that we drew
You
before,
drew
right?
him.
With the big sword.
That was a
Yeah.
hard costume.
Well, I'm just drawing the head. I'm not drawing the full body. I'm talking about like a close-up of.
His head was intense. His hair's very spiky.
Shit, I need to pull up reference for Guts too. Maybe I won't do that. This is kind of how I'm envisioning it. Since we didn't have a stream last week, I feel like we gotta go. Is her hand?
Go hard.
Her hand is gonna be like a baseball bat, right? Left hand on the bottom.
That sort of like that, those people who flip the signs on the street, like they twirl around. Let's say something like. I
What
don't
are
know,
they
like-
called? They have a name, I feel like.
It's strange. Like I think the more moves you can do, the more money you get paid.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's just minimum wage.
Oh yeah. But
So
if you can do that thing where you throw it in the air and then not destroy any car windshields, you get a lot more money.
Do you?
Yeah, there is a scale. Like otherwise, what's the incentive to get better at it?
There is none. This is something that you do to get, just because you're like, we got nothing
Do
else
they
to
do that anymore, or is that just a product of the 2000s?
I've seen people do it.
I think people just buy that inflatable balloon thing now.
Oh, the Sky Dancer.
Yeah.
That guy's amazing.
Oh, speaking of minimum wage, if you ever wonder why, this was explained to me, why a lot of comic book artists, or if you're a creator of IP, you don't get that much money. It's because there was a certain time, a long time ago, like in the 30s or 40s, Edgar Rice Burroughs created Tarzan. So that was his big creation. And then I think it's for books, and then it became movies, TV shows, and comics. Well, he made so much money with that creation, and the standard contract ended up having to pay him out so much money that the companies determined not to do that ever again. Like, you don't pay people for that much for an IP because they can actually make so much money. And Edgar Rice Burroughs eventually went on to purchase a whole town in California, a whole city, with the amount of money he made from his IPs. So does anyone knows what city in California he purchased and created?
Is this a trivia question, or are you just asking a
Yes.
question?
Yes, this is a trivia question. What is the name of the town that Edgar Rice Burroughs founded?
What do you win if you
Wait.
guess it?
Free Sean Chan art.
Oh, okay.
Whoa!
Burbank?
It's not that impossible. You can figure it out.
Nobody look online. You can't look
Is
online.
it the one
Silver
where
Lake.
they have pea soup for, I forgot the name of that.
In California.
They have a castle though. I'm gonna have to Google it. What
Is it a
Is it
popular
Tarzana?
city?
Tarzan?
Oh my God, she got it. It's Tarzan.
Tarzana!
Kabong Yang said Tarzan, California.
Tarzana. Wow.
I win art. Yeah.
Yeah, you get art.
Actually, Kabong put it down first.
Damn
Yeah,
it.
but he said Tarzan.
Yeah,
It's
that's
Tarzana.
Tarzana.
Oh,
You're wrong. Just let me be proud for a second. I need a win.
What are you gonna draw, Sean? You gonna draw a nipple?
I have a nipple drawn by you, Bernard.
Oh,
Drew at
really?
the Comic-Con. Yeah. You're talking about like two boobs. How it's a nipple will come out a little bit more
Oh, a puffy nipple.
from the boob.
That's
yes,
my,
yes,
that's
yes,
my
yes.
favorite. Now we got to
Puffy
earmark. This video is over. Is not made for kids now.
What? No, it's everybody has nipples. It's like everybody poops. What do you
There goes your Jimbo filling in all the details.
About a puffy nipple?
No,
You're getting like
Tarzana.
2 breasts for the price of 1. 1919. Oh, he was just born in the wrong time, man. But then again, back then we wouldn't have been able to do anything anyways.
Yeah,
Work
you
the
can own
railroads.
property.
No, we wouldn't have been able to own property anyways.
Yeah.
1919, we probably wouldn't have been able to come into the country. There would still
You
be
could come into the country.
No, there would still be the Chinese Exclusionary Act.
And if you were already in,
Well, you would, if we were already in. But let's see. Oh, isn't that here, right here? Is Guts? Is he left-handed or right-handed? Does anybody know?
ambidextrous.
This is an interesting sculpt right here. But here in this sculpt, you don't see much of the.
It's strange you use the sculpt as a reference.
Yeah. Should I use the? I mean, should I use drawing? How come this is not scrolling up anymore?
You guys don't use the cosplayers as reference when they do it?
You know what they're good for when you're doing things like lighting? If just the costume and the idea and the overall thing, you can get a lot better from a drawing because you can kind of bend reality. But when it comes to rendering the metal or the spandex or the face shadows and stuff, cosplayers and sculptors actually tell you more information.
Where you're saying it's better to use cosplayers for lighting?
Yeah, whenever I'm doing a metallic portion or even that black spandex thing, um, if you want to look real, you can always find a cosplayer or a model.
Right. Anything else happening in the comic book world this week? Or last week?
Well, things are genuinely very quiet in comics. There is no buzz about anything. And that's a bad sign. It's better that there's a lot of things you can roast and talk shit about, but there's a sense that people have just lost interest.
Well,
I think it's just the new year.
yeah,
I feel like
usually
it's
things don't
just-
pick up until like February.
Yeah, no announcements for even, any of the entertainment industry, I don't think.
I'm with Sean. This industry's dead.
For now.
Anybody?
It goes in cycles.
Dead.
So yeah, we're in a dead period.
Well, I went to the comics shop to pick up Cliff's Catwoman book.
Yeah.
That book is pretty awesome.
Lonely City?
Isn't it already out, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I thought I read the whole thing already. So
Yeah,
still
it
more
came
coming?
out recently.
Okay.
I mean, I picked up the hardcover.
Oh, okay.
The hardcover. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
That's the hardcover collects the entire.
Yeah, and one thing Cliff did to incentivize people to go to your local comic shop to buy it is you can, at the comic shop, the dust jacket, is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
The interior of the dust jacket has all of his character designs.
Mm-hmm.
And whereas on the, if you order from Amazon, for example, it will not have that.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were gonna say if you ordered it, he'll come to your house and sign it.
Wow. He's gonna do that for Jerry.
No, he's going to everyone's house.
I'm surprised he didn't draw you in the book, though.
It's okay.
Are you in the book?
I'm offended.
No, I'm not in the book. But Lambert and Felix are in it.
Oh, okay.
So if he would draw a third person, it'd probably be you. He might want to draw his wife or something, or his kid.
Are you in another book?
Me?
Yeah. Has Jerry
Who?
ever been in a Cliff Chain book or?
No, not at all.
I figure you would have drawn him in a book.
Oh, I've drawn Jerry multiple times. In books.
Where's me? Where's the average white woman?
I haven't drawn Courtney yet.
I'll draw you all when I make my debut.
I drew Jerry in New Superman. You guys want to pull up New Superman? Let me see. This guts
He's
is
eating,
sword.
isn't he?
Huh?
I remember
I'm on a couple
Jerry
of
eating
covers.
there.
He's on a few covers. Yeah. What does this guy's sword look like? Oh, it's this weird sword.
Wow, is that like a chain on his shoulder? Like he has to draw that chain every time. Jeez. Or maybe an assistant draws it, right?
Well,
The
now-
guy's dead, isn't
well,
he?
Sean, digitally now you can actually there's a brush that you can just like in one stroke draw chains.
Oh, chain brush.
Yeah. So you don't actually
You
have to
know,
draw everything.
I've recently come to the realization why digital drawing is so much more efficient than pencil drawing. I drew a character recently and on a horse, and I felt like his head should be tilted just a little bit.
Yeah.
So I finished it and I had to redraw the whole goddamn thing. And I don't know, I can't believe how much time I wasted redrawing that thing.
Well, Jerry, you
I,
could.
I could hear in the back of my head Bernard cussing me out, saying I should have drawn it on my iPad.
Well, you know, Jerry, you could have just like scanned it in and then touched it up digitally. I do that a lot if I'm drawing traditionally. I mean, what suffers is the original art doesn't have the final
Yeah.
version. Oh, is his right eye closed? Oh shit!
All the time.
Yeah, is it closed all the time?
He's winking. No, he's just
Jimbo has all
winking.
the answers.
Yeah, Jerry, I would just next time. I
He
mean, you
lost it.
just draw it like just redraw it when you get into the computer. Because do you
I did think the redraw looked better though.
yeah, well,
So there was that. At least.
I'm gonna get it so that you can see a little bit of his eye. And it looks like the sword is just about to cut his
All right. He lost his right eye and left arm when his friend tried to sacrifice him to demons.
Yeah, this is not the magic portion. This is the side character.
Sean, did you do your bot's drawing or no?
No, I'm so far behind with other stuff, but I have a dozen magic drawings that I'm gonna pretend that I just did overnight.
Thanks, man. Thanks for respecting the group.
But drawing digitally, yeah. I mean, I was just. Did you get that Photoshop thing I sent you?
Yeah, I did.
And now you can, in Photoshop, you can actually pivot and move arms and legs. So that it,
That's
right?
crazy.
Yeah. So you can just draw. I think a lot of times, if you do it digitally, you can just draw one figure and almost like twist and turn it in Photoshop.
How does that work? I mean, it can't draw something on the side that was not showing.
I haven't tried it yet, but there's these Photoshop tutorials on like Instagram or TikTok, and they take a picture of a person, right? And then here, let me see. Let me see if I can show it on my.
It's pretty amazing.
Let me see. Where is it?
Creating points and
Look at
trying
this.
to move the body parts is a no-go. It just doesn't work. Instead, go to Edit, Puppet Warp, make sure you expand it properly, and
Right.
then when you create the points,
Look at this.
hold the Alt key or the Option key. As you hover the mouse over, a circle will appear around the selected point, and you can use that to perfectly
Oh,
move
yeah.
body parts all across.
Look at that.
Creating points and trying to move the body parts is a no-go. It just doesn't work. Instead, go to Edit, Puppet
Even the
Warp,
first
make
option
sure
is
you
kinda
expand it
cool, but-
properly, and then when you create the points, hold the Alt key or the Option
So
key.
Photoshop
As you hover the
will-
mouse over, a circle will appear around the selected point, and you can use that to perfectly move body parts all across. Creating points and
Right? You guys see that? And what was the other one? This one here.
The first one you sent me is just mind bending.
This one is like, okay, you take a picture, right? This is a picture of a girl leaning against the wall. And
Yeah,
then,
this one.
here, this guy's using the I think the version that it tells you not to use. And guess I can show that on a separate screen, but so basically you can just a couple of clicks, boom, right? And then you do this thing where it maps out the figure, and then you can choose anchor points in the figure. And then from those anchor points, tilt and rotate. So to me, it's like if you're doing comics now,
Crazy.
you can just draw one figure or a couple of different figures and then rotate. I wonder how it works. Again, she's wearing a black dress,
Yeah.
so a lot of it is hidden. But, you know, in a drawing, how does that look? Curious. Right?
So this was created to manipulate photos. So what we're doing is even easier.
Yeah. Well, but then you're going to have line art, so how is that going to, man, this is blurry. Is the
Someone
camera-
will figure out how to use a cheat code for their drawing.
I mean, it's almost like AI, but not really. Right?
I hate that AI stuff.
The only AI I like is, hey, I drew this.
The only AI Jerry likes is Allen Iverson.
I do like the answer.
Who's that?
Allen Iverson.
What? Yo, Jimbo, can you
What?
mute Courtney for 5 minutes with that comment?
Wait, who's that? Should I
He
know?
changed basketball, like athletic fashion forever.
Oh, okay. My bad. You act like it's somebody I should actually know, and it's just okay. That's
We're talking about
yeah,
practice.
good.
Yeah, we're
Good for
talking
you,
about
Jay.
practice.
And you call yourself an old person.
Wait, is this a basketball player?
Guts?
Guts, yes.
What?
He was point guard for,
No. Guts' sword is bigger than, right? Bigger than Magik's sword.
Yes.
That's what she said.
Hubby.
I wonder where Fletch is.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
Living it up.
How much do you want to bet when Fletch comes on?
He's gonna be at a bar.
No. There's going to be technical difficulties.
his Wi-Fi will drop out periodically.
Yeah, I think the whole thing about like Fletch used to have AT&T, but then because of the whole Warner Brothers, now he doesn't have AT&T anymore. So maybe he needs to get back on AT&T.
I mean, I'm not using AT&T.
You're
My
not?
internet seems just fine.
So it's not that then. What is it? Man, I wonder what James Quo is eating right now.
For breakfast.
He's
I
probably
ate 4 breakfasts in the span of like an hour and
Yes.
a half.
no.
When I first landed.
When we were in Taiwan, like Jerry came back with like breakfast for like 4 days. And the thing is, like, it's all amazing, like, because where we stayed at last time, there was a breakfast shop right downstairs on the first floor of the building,
They loved me.
and there was these two.
Like when I was going for my jogs, like at 5 in the morning, they were like just starting. They're like, "You're already up." I was like, "I'll see you in like an hour."
Yeah, and they have a pretty comprehensive menu. I mean, it's all similar basic things, but you know, you get chicken or pork or ham or.
Oh, the spicy fried chicken breakfast burger.
What's the weirdest thing you saw, food-wise?
I don't know. We didn't really have. Well, we had like a lot of chicken testicles,
That's pretty weird.
and they're a lot bigger than you think, you know. Unless they weren't chicken. I had a lot of testicles on that trip.
Me too.
I mean,
Have you tried the cream of Sun Young
I
Guy?
have Fletcher's balls at
That's
one
so
point.
old.
No, we went to this restaurant called Ming Fu, and they had two big things. One was Buddha over the nest or Buddha over the wall, and like one pot is like $600, like for a bowl of that.
Oh,
And
wow.
then because that's like their Michelin star dish. And then the other one was the glutinous rice chicken that they boil for like 2 days or something, right?
Yeah, that thing was amazing.
Man, my mouth is watering. And
Did
then
you guys plan a trip back there, or is this like an annual thing?
That's where I first met my, I'm not gonna say her name, my fiance.
Oh, so then yeah, it's got to be at least annual for you.
Bernard's gonna kind of move.
yeah.
Yeah, that's so bizarre. So you're gonna be what is it? An international man of mystery, right?
Right. I'm gonna have 2 residences. So
Baller.
who knew? I was thinking about it the other day. Like, who would have thought I would have like 2 homes? Like,
Well, this stuff happens when you're older. I think like most people here are just too young, but the average age of a millionaire is 57. So we're all gonna get there. You just be too damn old to really enjoy it. But you're getting to that age where you can have 2 homes.
Speak for yourself. I've already got millions.
you gotta enjoy it when you're young, right? Responsibly.
Right, but then if you enjoy it when you're young, you won't have it when you're 57.
Well, I'll be.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah,
You're married.
57. Maybe not when you're 87. But that's where if you have kids. I don't have any kids, but then that's where when you have kids they come in, right?
You got me in Fletch.
Yeah. Or I'm gonna like go save a old lady from a bank robbery and then go out a hero. So,
Rat lady.
rat lady. Have you seen her lately?
No, because I've kind of changed my jogging time.
Oh, come on.
Sounds like you're just trying to avoid her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something
she
happened.
scares the bejeebies out of me.
Why are you so scared of her?
She's creepy, man.
I mean, she's just chilling with some rats and birds.
I guess we should ask Jerry. Jerry, have you ever had like a pet when you were younger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a poopy. I had
A what?
a dog.
Okay.
I had a couple fish tanks of piranha.
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 Really?
Yeah, baby.
Did you eat them?
Oh,
They're
I
good.
fed them
What?
goldfish.
Piranhas are delicious.
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah, you're supposed.
Yeah.
You can eat them. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? That's it. So I'm just wondering where this fear of like, not necessarily fear or phobia or disgust.
Of a
Maybe
crazy
she-
old lady that's surrounded by
She
rats
feeds
and
rats.
She's
pigeons.
not even that old.
I think you
She's
just
not
don't
even
like
that old.
rats or pigeons.
Pigeons are rats with wings.
Right. See, I just think you just don't like those kind of creatures. I don't know. What does chat think?
I think if you guys came to New York, I know Jamie Odell does not like rats, pigeons or rats either.
Who does?
Promiscuous time traveler. How you doing? See, birds scare promiscuous. Maybe the reason why Fletch is not on is because he's drying his hair when it rains.
It is rainy.
Has Jamie Odell ever seen the rat lady yet? Because he's kind of in the same area. Dr. Midnight, thank you for the gift sub. Promiscuous time travel. Damn, 143 gift subs.
I mean, if he wants to pay my rent, I could let him know.
Dr. Midnight, thank you for gift subbing when it rains.
Jamie Odell, do you like pigeons or rats?
Oh, I got a good question. Have you guys seen Velma on HBO Max?
Oh God, Everyone's talking about that.
Thelma.
In almost completely negative things.
Really?
I mean,
What is it?
across the board.
Have-
Like almost universally hated.
Have you seen it though yourself?
No, I haven't seen it. I'm just
Who's Velma?
They did
from
a
Scooby Doo.
Scooby. You
Wait,
know
what?
Velma from Scooby Doo, the
Oh.
nerdy girl
Oh, with
with
what's her name?
Mindy.
Yeah,
Mindy
Killing.
Kaling.
Kaylin.
Oh, Jiminy Cricket. Jimmy Odell likes pigeons.
Yeah.
Jiminy Crickets.
I'm trying to bring this stream back to PG.
It was PG at one point,
1940s.
right?
Get back.
So, who's seen it? And I watched it the other night.
You watched
Promiscuous
what?
Time Traveler watched it.
Promiscuous Time Traveler watched it. What does Promiscuous Time Traveler think?
He liked it and gave it a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10, right?
Wait, is it animated?
Yeah, it's an animated
Yes.
Show on HBO
Oh, but
Max.
she's like a lesbian. I heard that they're like not. People are up in arms because she's a lesbian.
Well, she's
I
a
think
lesbian.
that's not that unusual. I mean, I think that's been done before
Yeah, but
with her.
Scooby Doo fans are weird. So it's
What?
like
And then, who's the other girl? Not Ginger. Who's the? There's Velma. There's
The slutty looking one you're talking about.
The
Jeez.
orange hair one.
right, the orange hair one. I forgot her name. And then there's also who's the guy? Yeah, I don't remember. I know there's Shaggy,
Oh,
but
the
Shaggy.
guy who wears an ascot.
Yeah, the guy with the ascot. What's his
Daphne.
name?
Oh yeah, Daphne.
Fred. Daphne. Yeah. So there's Daphne. Thank you, Jimbo. So Daphne is like the stuck-up, cliquish kind of girl in high school.
The mean girl.
Kind of like the mean girl. And then Fred is like this kind of goofball jock who's like from like these rich parents. And then Shaggy is like, I think Shaggy is like this kind of black
Stoner.
kid, right? But he's
Yeah,
not even.
I don't know if they can use Shaggy though, or like was he in it?
Well, they.
Shaggy and Scooby were not part of the deal.
Oh, really? Well, they did. Yeah. So Scooby's not in it, and then they didn't call Shaggy Shaggy. They called him something else. But he had a green shirt. But it was like a black kid. It wasn't like or a mixed kid. It wasn't really like a stoner.
So the big question was Scooby the black girl?
I don't know.
What?
what? What?
Scooby wasn't in it.
But someone says that there is a character in there who hangs out with that black Shaggy guy, and her name is Scooby spelled with an I.
Oh, really?
I mean, that was a theory.
Oh, I've only seen the first 2 episodes.
Hell, you guys talking about? What is this show?
There's nothing going on in comics, so this is what everyone's talking about, and it's very controversial, and it's very, it's just so there's like so many hot takes on it, and I
Is
think
it a cartoon or like a live action?
It's a cartoon.
it's cartoon.
Yeah.
What like Netflix or like?
HBO Max.
Oh, I got HBO. What the hell?
HBO Max. Just curious.
Did you watch it, Sean?
I feel like I did, but I just watch a lot of comics YouTube.
But
I
Sean,
think
yeah.
Didn't it
NY
just come
Fletch
out?
is on board.
Has NY Fletch seen Velma?
I have not. I'm driving right now. I heard too many bad things about it. I'm kind of avoiding it.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was
I
that
think-
bad.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, do I win the bet?
This is one of Fletch's better internet connections.
Yeah, but I think I still win though, right?
You win. You win.
I'm actually driving right now, but I want to listen in a little bit, and you'll probably lose me when I get to my garage.
Were you at a bar?
I was meeting with some friends for Taco Tuesday.
I think I win too. I think I win too. I share.
Margaritas.
What was,
Ooh,
what was
what was that? What kind of a
Like, don't get into a car accident.
what kind of horn is that?
No,
First of
no.
all,
I just hate driving in LA and people don't understand when the light turns green, that means you go. So I would just honk at the guy in front of me.
that does bring up an interesting point. I've never driven with Fletch.
He drives very fast. I was surprised.
Really?
No, Bernard, you driven with me. I drove you home. a
Am
couple
I-
of
Drives
times.
a
Really?
little borderline on the maniac side.
I do not have any patience. Yes, you're right. You do get a little road rage.
I
Especially
was
with people in
very
front of me.
surprised.
Wow. Who knew?
I'm shocked.
No, I mean,
I got places to go, man. Time is precious.
like your buddy that drove us to the airport. He drives like a maniac,
He drives like a drunken sailor. Oh my
Right.
god.
and his
Yeah,
vehicle
he does.
his vehicle cannot take those sharp turns and those quick brakes. It's not a performance vehicle, you know,
No. I've told him that a number of times too. He just doesn't,
right?
That's one of the few times in my life I sat in the back seat with a seatbelt on.
Look,
Ripping.
I mean, I can get it if he's driving kind of like a performance vehicle that's able to like accelerate, brake, twist, and turn.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that car cannot. That car's gonna like split in half in one of those quick turns.
I think he thinks he's driving a performance vehicle.
Right. Yeah. But also,
Yeah. Minivan.
Sometimes when I'm sitting in the front seat, I have to look away because I can't,
I mean,
He drives really close to the car in front of him too, and I hate that.
Yeah, he does.
is it worse than the taxi drivers or Uber drivers in Taiwan?
Yeah, worse.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I was like, man, slow down.
Although I will say though that the Uber drivers in Taipei, they almost every one of them got in an accident, right? I mean, like they're this close to accident.
Right.
Feel.
Yeah, but with your buddy, I felt like I almost died every 10 minutes.
So I would say the Taipei drivers are worse.
I didn't put my seatbelt on in the back seat of the Taipei.
Yeah, the
taxi
Taipei
driver.
drivers, I always I didn't think they were ever going to get into an accident. I just, but yeah, your buddy is like, man, what's going on there?
Hey, first of all, Bernard, he's your buddy too, all right?
Okay, right.
Who's
Our
this
buddy. Our buddy.
Uh,
Our buddy. He doesn't want to come on the stream. I've asked him many times. He's like, no.
Yeah.
Was he at Taco Tuesday?
No, he's still home. His dad's birthday's coming up at the end of the month, so
Okay.
he's staying in where he was for the holidays.
Okay. All right. I mean, I didn't think it was that bad, the Velma cartoon. I didn't think it was like the greatest animated show I've ever seen.
Apparently, Velma's the type of show that's uniting both the right and the left.
Oh,
But everybody
in
hates
the
it.
hatred.
really?
Yeah.
So I did see the first 2 episodes. I can see some of it was the writing was, you're leaving on a cliffhanger at the end of every episode. It's kind of standard. There's a twist and turn as far as who you think might be the murder suspect, and or there's a search for her mother. So there's twists and turns, and it's kind of are expecting things to happen. And I think that's also because it's episodic, so you kind of figure, oh, it's coming towards the end of the episode, there's going to be some kind of twist, right? The animation itself was kind of interesting. I could see that they were trying to push it a little bit. There's a lot of what is it called when there's lighting on both sides, Sean?
Dual light source, right?
Yeah, dual light source. There's a rear light source when they're driving in the car, so their faces are kind of in shadow. There's very.
Is it like a mystery thing?
Yeah. She's trying to solve her. It starts out like she's getting into a fight in the bathroom where like all the girl in the girls' locker room, and all the girls are nude, right?
Bubba,
But they got soap like covering their areolas and their which is like literally impossible because they're being flung across the locker room. But okay, I'll take a leap of
It's
faith.
possible. Me and my girlfriends do it all the time.
Really, I'll take a leap of faith. I mean, it's kind of impossible that just so happens that in the breastises and the lower area there's some soap, and it stays on throughout a fight. But she opens her locker, and like I guess one of her best friends or her best friend falls out of her locker dead, and there's no brain.
Oh.
So they think that she's guilty of it, but then so she gets like taken to the police station, but then she has 24 hours to solve who actually did it. But then she has a hang up. So
Well, this one mystery is solved. I'm home, so I'll join up in about 5 minutes. I'll see you guys in a little bit.
okay, thanks. I bet you who wants to make another bet? I bet you his connection is worse at home than it was in the car.
His car?
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Either worse or just different.
It's going to be worse.
It's gonna be.
You could hear everything he said, so.
Wow.
It's weird because Fletch is kind of an extravagant kind of guy, except his goddamn internet is awful.
It's the one thing that he doesn't want to splurge on. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like everything else in his life is like kind of top notch.
Yeah.
Oh, you're starting with the dark pencil now, so
Yeah.
we're in the home stretch.
We're in the home stretch.
Inking with graphite.
Should I ink with an ink pen? I don't know. So yeah, there's a lot of people that I guess have really negative. I wonder if it'll get picked up for season 2. Because I think
Sean's
also
not betting on it.
I think they kind of rushed it a little bit. Although the series has been in development for like a little over a year. So I don't know. How many episodes is in the first season, I wonder. Anyways, does anybody have any good movie recommendations? Because I basically spent the weekend sleeping, but I was like sleeping in front of the TV. There's like nothing to watch. I think I've reached a critical point with streaming where I think I've watched almost everything that I've kind of wanted to watch. And I'm actually contemplating whether I should get a Disney Plus subscription.
Oh wait, I still haven't given you my Disney Plus.
No, I don't want it.
I have
I don't
Jerry's
want it.
Disney Plus.
I don't want it.
Everybody has Jerry's Disney Plus.
Wow, how does that work?
I don't know.
But yeah, I don't know. Or even like Paramount Plus. Is Paramount Plus? Do you have to pay for that? Paramount Plus?
I think so.
Yeah,
That one seems
Yeah.
kind of lame though.
I don't know any shows on Paramount Plus. Except for my friend. My friend made a show on Paramount Plus called Players about
about basketball
about-
players?
no, it's like a about like online gaming and stuff,
Oh.
or like sports gaming or something like that.
Wait, did
I didn't watch it.
Did you guys just see that? I made a wrong, like I drew a line right here, and I was like, after I drew it, I was like, oh, I don't like it, and I went like this with my left hand.
I do
No.
that. I do that now.
The Phantom Command Z.
Phantom
Oh,
Command
Yeah.
Z, but on Procreate, double tap is erase. And then I was like, what am I doing?
Well, it's the witching hour for me. I think I got to get out of here.
All right.
Ooh, you lasted a long time.
Yeah. Thanks, Jerry.
All right, guys. Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays,
Happy
Jerry.
holidays.
Make sure you go watch Velma.
How do I get out?
So most people don't like it, huh?
I think it's just very popular to pile on things, and it's always more. Well, I mean, if you were to say something obvious, no one would really care. So hot takes kind of get pushed up more.
Did Courtney see it?
I didn't see it.
No.
No. I mean, if you want to get into any, more people have been suggesting animes to me, so I
Yeah.
started watching more. So if you want to watch those,
In the last stream in the last post where I asked for some recommendations, a lot of people sent me some good ones. But yeah, I don't know.
but yeah, that's fine. You don't have to swing that way.
But
is there any shows? Because I mean, they do all these reboots now, and I mean, Scooby-Doo has been done a million goddamn times. But are there any shows or any comics or anything that you were like, I wish they would do something like this, like make a series or a movie or something? In your opinion,
Sean?
Of a comic?
of anything, I guess. Mostly comics, I guess.
Sean wishes they would make Rye number 9.
No.
Shit.
That was a strategy back in Valiant. Like, there were so many Rye number 9s in the 25-cent bin, and they thought that was a bad look, because if you go to a comic store and see a lot of Valiants in the slush pile, or the pile that no one's buying, so they would, for future storylines, they would pick a character, like a side character from that Rye 9, and then make that be the main star of another book, and then all of a sudden everyone will buy those up again.
Yep.
Oh.
Because Sean just revealed a comic book secret.
Yeah.
Purposely, they would take characters from issues that were just sitting, just to redraw interest back into that book.
Right. I remember there was a character called Fred Bender, who so the writer's chore was to go back to an issue of a comic that was kind of flagging in sales and stuck in the 25-cent bin, and pick any character. And so he identified an unnamed character in the background in the crowd, or like a camera operator that was in one scene, a total nobody, and made that the main villain.
Wow.
So that would be technically his first appearance.
But that really just feeds the speculator market, though. Right? Did it work?
I don't think so.
I think Fletch is back on.
A moment of truth.
Hello?
Fletch?
What's going on?
Wow, uh-oh. I might be wrong on this one.
What's that?
I had bet that your connection would be worse at home than in the car.
Was it bad in the car? I couldn't tell.
No, it wasn't bad in the car, because we can hear everything you're saying, but sometimes your parts of your sentence drop out at home.
Oh.
But I don't know. I think maybe it's improved.
Where was Taco Tuesday today?
It was Three Amigos near the old DC offices. So a lot of DC people were there, or ex-DC people.
Oh.
Allison Gill, do you know Allison, right?
Mm-hmm.
She came back to town, and they always do Taco Tuesday. So So yeah, we just had tacos with her and some of her ex staffers and some current staff.
Oh, so there were current DC people there too.
Yeah, a couple.
Interesting.
I think the majority of people were ex because cut to the bone.
Of course.
Not even cut to the bone. They amputated some parts.
Yeah, I don't know how they can operate with such a skeleton crew.
It is difficult.
Yeah.
And are they experienced? Like, what's the average age of the people who are left behind? If they're like, are they like 25 years old or something?
I think there's some people that have been there
Yeah.
for a while. It's not that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's still some people there. That there were 3 people that were there that are still employed there. But they've been there for a bit, like 10 years or so.
Yeah.
Uh,
But there are, I think, probably like the associates or the assistants, or probably maybe younger.
Right, yeah. And they really hadn't been able to hire anybody for a while because of the cuts and all that stuff.
Well, yeah, I think once they got a plan in place, right now, there's everyone, like, kind of seem like they're in limbo. So once they have a plan, I think they might start hiring again.
Yeah.
But right now, I guess the goal is just keep the lights on.
Right now, it's to keep
Yeah.
the lights on.
Personally, I think that they're going to keep it slim so that Warner Brothers as a studio will probably be sold again in the next year or so. Probably, to like Universal or something,
Mm.
So
Juicy.
that's just my own opinion. It's no basis on any hearsay or anything like that. So I just want to make sure.
Any hearsay from Taco Tuesday?
No, I can discuss this at Taco Tuesday.
Insider trading?
Too many margaritas.
We were talking about his Dark Materials and Velma and RRR. Have you guys seen RRR yet?
Yes, that's amazing.
It's freaking amazing.
Right? That's the one I think I've been telling people about RR for like almost a year now.
Yeah,
Oh,
Eddie
yeah.
told me about it about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And watched 6 months, but more and more people are discovering it now for some reason. Oh, because I think they won the Golden Globe or something for best song.
Oh, really? I mean, it's.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say it's probably the best superhero movie of 2022
Hero,
or 2021?
non-superhero. Yeah.
I mean, it's very much like a superhero movie, or the fun aspect of what, like a because some of the scenes are really unbelievable, and some of them
Yeah.
were just like completely like, oh, I didn't think that was going to happen.
Yeah, the fighting scenes were great. The story was good. The camaraderie and the brotherhood was really good. The tight bond,
Hmm.
the friendship, that was really good.
It's a little long. It's like 3 hours.
It's 3 hours. Yeah,
It's a little long, but I think but it was just so fun to watch.
but it didn't feel like 3 hours. It felt really good.
It felt like 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It was kind of long. I mean, I kind of thought like they could have ended it earlier, and then maybe made 2 movies out of it, like
Right.
RRR 1 and then RRR. 2.
RRR.
Uh,
RRR.
and I
Pirate
kind of
Edition.
saw like I didn't think there was like a lot of twists and turns. I mean, there were a couple twists and turns, but there were character twists and turns.
Yeah.
And I kind of would say like, yeah, but I still loved it. I mean,
Yeah. Sean, Courtney, have you guys seen it?
I never heard of it.
RRR,
either.
3 R's. Come on, you haven't heard of it?
Oh, it's
Oh.
the Indian movie.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I heard of it. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Netflix.
Yeah.
it's on Netflix. You gotta
Is it-
watch it.
It's like Bollywood,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
All of their movies are very long though.
Yeah, I mean, for an Indian movie, you gotta expect there'll be some dancing there too. But everything was great.
Yeah,
I
but
thought it was really well done.
even the dance sequences, I was like really like getting it. Really pumped up the whole scene. You know, whenever
Yeah.
they did have a dance sequence, musical sequence, it really like fit right into that moment of the movie, of the story. And yeah, you're not gonna believe that in the middle of a fight they're gonna start breaking out into song, but somehow it worked.
Right.
And
It sounds like so it's a musical. That's like Les Miserables.
Highly recommended, guys. And when we get together next week to talk about, we'll talk about this again. Make sure you guys do your homework, okay?
yeah, Sean, you
I'll
gotta
watch
watch
it,
it.
I'll
I
watch
think it'll help in terms of what you're doing.
I'll check it out for sure.
Speaking of Sean, did you guys talk about his big announcement this week?
What was his announcement this week?
I'm not even really up on all that because that whole marketing arm, it's NFT community related, and they consider me to be comics. So if they put stuff out, sometimes I don't even know if they launched something
Really?
in my name. Yeah.
It was a week ago. Sean Chen launches his new comic book, Genesis.
Oh yeah. I guess I should know that.
Didn't even know.
Yeah, I guess if you go to their Twitter, you can see all sorts of content. Like you can actually see me drawing and interviews and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm
and you
looking
see,
at
like,
8 days ago it was announced AIPTcomics.com put it up in their announcements. So there was an article
Cool.
too. And,
Oh, thank you, Fletch.
Where's the link?
Yeah,
No,
thanks
no
for telling
thanks,
me.
No thanks for you.
Is the link up on the chat?
Well, Yojimba put the 24/7 Comics website on, and then I think most of the stuff happens on Twitter, and then AIPT is their own site. And yeah, I've been doing a lot of interviews about it, but they haven't really pressured me to push it on my social media because I think it's just a different community, and they kind of have a negative view of a lot of.
Well, I think it should be celebrated that you're putting out your new comic Genesis. So
Yeah, it's been going for so long that finally launched.
So when's the newspaper version of it coming out?
Yeah, that's what I want to know because that's what I'm mostly concerned about. Because I'm sure a lot of people want to read it, but they don't want to get involved with, opening up a wallet, digital wallet and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Is this going to be in comic book stores?
Yeah, we're still trying to figure that out. I mean, they're pioneers now because I think a lot of people have left this entire space because of the past scams. Those all were scams. So this is really weird because no one told me you're supposed to scam people. We're actually creating a real product so that we're like the last man standing.
You're supposed to scam people, Sean.
Yes.
It's Rugman. I missed my chance.
Sean, what do you think we're doing here every week?
Just mooching off Dr. Midnight. Getting all his doctor money.
Yeah, guys, please contribute to my GoFundMe page. No, but yeah, there is a plan in the works. I know I've been talking with one of the guys running the place, so there's more to come from 24/7 Comics.
Yeah, I think in March that's when everything happens.
Oh, Kreese.
Yeah, Kreese has got a book with them.
He's such a good kid, Kreese.
Are you mentoring Kreese? Are you the Barry Windsor Smith to Kreese?
No, that guy's doing fine. He's doing fine on his own.
He needs a little mentoring.
It was weird about Kreese. As long as I've known Kreese, I've known for a long time. For the first few years, he's been hard up on finding a girlfriend because just no one will look at him. And
That's
then,
a weird way to phrase it, by the way. Hard up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And then he all of a sudden got into a serious relationship, and then that ended. And immediately after that, he has another one that's serious. So it's like I don't recognize the guy. It's like when it rains, it pours.
He's doing a Tiger Division, right, for Marvel?
Yeah. So he stepped off of his book from 24/7 Comics to do a Marvel thing.
Oh,
But I think that's done, so he's back on his book.
gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, that drawing right there is from Bing, so that's not a crease drawing. And that's some of my art.
I can't take a look right now. My
Oh la la.
computer is charging, so I'm just on my phone.
What's a Comic Con?
What's what?
It said a Comic Con.
L.A. Sorry.
LA.
Oh, it said LA. Oh,
LA
it's cut off.
Comic-Con.
Oh,
Oh, Bernard left. Bernard, you have to get your drawing back up on the
Yeah.
screen.
No,
look,
this
man,
is
he's dealing
Tiger
with
Division.
shingles. He got herpes. Just let him take it easy on him.
Tiger Division, yeah. Yeah, he really hates the cover, but
That
So
is very airbrushed.
you haven't given him any notes on his.
no, he's doing fine.
I would have taken him into the back room.
Why?
Say, look, listen, son.
I feel bad for him because, I can live for a long time on my back catalog of having done Iron Man for 3 years, 2 years on Wolverine, and then X-Men and Avengers. So all those people who eventually grow up to become like really rich dentists can always commission me to do some art. But for Kreese, he's starting now. All the kids now are reading manga. So when they grow up, they won't really know who Kreese is. He's just
I think he's
born too late.
fans. No.
Yeah, he has fans, but and I think not nearly the amount that Bernard and I would have, because back then everyone was reading Marvel and DC.
Well, I guess that goes into the
Yeah,
the talk
yeah.
about how it's going to change, how the industry is going to change to stay relevant.
You don't know, how the industry is going to continue to evolve and change too.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what the sales are on this book, but with books that Bernard and I were doing back, 10, 15, or 20 years ago, I think we would sell like 100,000. And so this one might sell like 15 or 12 or maybe even 6,000. So it's just a numbers thing. Like, it's just, I think there's been a lot of bad moves made in the industry, and we're in a very low cycle for American comics.
Yeah, I think anything under 12 is underperforming, but under 10, for the big two, for Marvel and DC. But
Well,
much different than when you started. When there was a time when if you were under 100,000, they would cancel you.
oh
Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah. If you're
I
under,
think it was under 23 for Valiant. Like under 23,000, they would have to seriously consider about whether they want to publish it anymore.
Right.
Yeah, but do they do a digital copy, right? Of course.
not in the
Don't they?
90s. You talking about the
No,
90s?
no, but for this comic.
Well, and also there's that whole overseas market. I don't really know.
Oh, all right, let me try to wrap this up.
Once again, you did not make it easy on yourself.
What's so you're drawing Magik?
Magic and guts.
Because someone said so.
Yes, who said that? Ban that.
Nobody
Mute that person.
Someone who's trying to destroy you.
did. Somebody say it?
Somebody mentioned it, and then it latched on. See, that's like Sean knows my weakness is that sometimes you can implant thoughts in my head, and they stick.
I didn't hear
Incep- Inception.
that.
Yeah, the last time I did that with you, I really regret it because I think it ended really badly.
Oh yeah.
You asked me for advice about working with Greg Pak, and I said, if you don't like what he's coming up with, then it's your right as an artist to push back, and that makes the product better. Like Jim Lee would push back against Chris Claremont, and a lot of times, what an editor would hire a writer who made it really big on a book, and then like DC would poach them and hire them. What they don't understand is that there is a huge war going on with the writer and the artist. And then what they came out with in the end was a great product because they fought all the way through, and they ended up being the best of both of them. So when you just hire the writer, you think there's the same magic there, but you don't have the other guy pushing. And I think you took that to heart in your conversation with Greg Pak, and it did not end well.
Yeah. Well, I do get it. I still do that now. I think it was a case of he's not here to defend himself. So I would say I don't think it was that bad.
Not all cases are like that, where you need fire from both sides to be able to produce a great product. You look at what Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo are doing on like Nightwing. They're producing a great product that I don't hear about them arguing, or
I think it's more about not necessarily like arguing back and forth to push to make the best product, but at least there's a mutual respect in order to put out the best collaborative work. Right? And that's where I think it fell apart. Is that there wasn't a mutual respect. So I mean, I'm having like with on Monkey Prince, with Gene, we have like sometimes varying thoughts back and forth, and then is a discussion, and then based off of that discussion, sometimes I have an idea, it doesn't go through. Sometimes I have an idea and it does go through.
Right.
But it's a mutual respect for each other's ideas.
Oh God, who was that writer that did not? Was it Van Jensen?
Sean, what happened to the rule? We're not saying anybody's names on this stream.
Okay.
You're spilling all the tea.
This
here,
is
Sean.
2023. With 137 episodes in. Sean just said fuck it with the names. Look, it's a collaborative effort, right? This is and the thing with comic books is like a writer spends a portion amount of time, but it's a disproportionate amount of time on each book compared to an artist.
Yeah, you can be on it for over a month.
Yeah, and I'm like knee deep in the book, and then they're working on something.
They have 5 projects at once.
Yeah,
and probably wrote it in 3 days.
Right. I mean, a comic book artist, a comic book writer. You notice like a lot of kind of prolific comic book writers. They're typically writing like 3 or 4 books a month. Some of that is like different reasons, right? A company, if they see like one writer gaining popularity, they'll usually start putting that writer on a bunch of different books, as many books as they can, really just to tap their name recognition, but also their ideas. But like a comic book artist, no matter how popular you are, you can really pretty much only do 1 book a month, if at that. And so a popular writer or writer in general also, like you break it down in terms of pay, right? What a writer gets paid versus what an artist gets paid. Typically a writer has to write 2 or 3 or 4 books to kind of sustain a level of lifestyle. Same with like a colorist. And so they're working on multiple different titles or stories. And whereas the artist really can only work on one book. So I got to put all my effort into one issue. And so a writer really writes a book in about a week, right? Is that right, Sean? Would you say that?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, professional comic book writer probably doesn't spend that much time.
But I wouldn't say that a writer cares less about a project than an artist, though. I mean,
I wouldn't. No, it's not about caring, but it's also just about amount of time that you're devoting to it.
So you're saying that you actually have more skin in the game of the book because you can spend more time on that story. So the writer should at least take your notes.
Well, it should at least, I think, have some kind of respect. Also, taking into consideration at the time, it's not like this is my first ever comic book. I've actually done more books than him, drawn more books than him. So I've worked on many different stories than him, or than the writer. And so then you want to say like, okay, well, at least that's some experience. I'm not just pulling this stuff out of thin air because I feel a particular way. It's based off of experience. Why not have a discussion or dialogue over it? Why was I even earmarked for the project in the first place?
Yeah. I think the bottom line, though, is that there are some people that are better collaborators than others, right? For whatever reason it might be, things either don't work out or they work out.
Mark Miller, I think he was talking about some sort of communication problem where he wrote, he doesn't remember what he wrote, but when he got the art back from maybe the artist was from some foreign country, and he doesn't remember writing this scene, but this guy there was a fight, and this guy had a bunch of cheese around his face, and the guy was pressing cheese around his face, and it was killing him by pressing a bunch of like Swiss cheese on this guy. And then Mark Miller was like, what the hell did I write there? And then he went back through his file from like a couple months ago to see what it was. And he was saying that the scene was that the guy used cheese wire to strangle someone, like a garrote.
Oh.
And
wow.
so he just had to change his script to adapt.
Well, Sean, you had an experience too, right? Where you got hired for a project specifically because the first artist was the story had taken place in a what are those called? The flower, not the flower.
Oh yeah, the writer wrote that the big battle took place in a crop circle, so it's like a nice kind of stage or arena for a big battle. It's like very visual. And then the artist, who was Vietnamese, made the fight happen in a vegetable garden that was in a circular shaped vegetable garden.
And that's a kind of like a lost in translation kind of thing.
Right.
And what's weird is that they never go back and redo the artwork or anything. They just roll with it because it's, what the fuck? It's just comics.
Well, if it's really egregious, they'll make redo the artwork, right?
Yeah.
Or somebody in production will redo it.
But I wonder, how you can fit that into the story where the guy was being killed by having cheese pressed against his face.
He suffocated. What issue was that in?
I don't know. It was probably like a Judge Dredd thing from a long time ago.
It was really stinky cheese.
Well, I guess the other question is, once it came out that he was being killed with cheese, or the bad guy was, what was the fan reaction to it? Did they think that Mark Millar was a genius?
Maybe they loved it, and then, it really sold the book.
I mean, some of it is like there is no, almost no way anybody can really tell what is what was written in the script versus what was drawn. In a sense, meaning there are times that you get scripts and you draw something else that's a little bit different, maybe better, and that's really the artist responsible for that. But the
Right.
writer gets the credit because the reader doesn't know if it's in the script or not. They just
Yeah,
assume that
what's
it's the writer.
strange is a lot of times you can see the effects of an artist, but like a lot of the stuff doesn't get through. Like if I can pencil an entire book, then an inker goes over everything and then he erases all my pencils away. And then a colorist comes in. So what you end up seeing is the inks and the colors in the comic, and only the effects of what I drew are there.
Mm-hmm. That's why it infuriates me whenever you're reading a review of a book, of a comic book, and they only mention the writer.
Yeah.
Because it's just anyways.
Yeah, it's mostly because the people who are writing about the comics are writers. Like reviewers are often come from a writing point of view.
Mm-hmm. Or I think also they just want to sound smart, so they think they know what they're talking about. And because it says it's a book and it's the the credit is that that person is the writer, they just assume that it's a situation where obviously the writer had put that in the script and the artist is just basically a wrist bringing those words to life.
Yeah, but the artist gets the last laugh though, and that they get to sell the original art.
I found that the one place where we rule, where artists are king and we are totally the shit, is at Comic-Con. Because you watch a writer try to survive in Comic-Con, or how much money they make at Comic-Con. So that's that one place where we're on top. But everywhere else, we're just in our basement drawing comics in our underwear.
Oh, how do you know I'm wearing my underwear right now?
I knew that was coming out.
Are you guys still roommates?
We were all roommates at one point.
Yeah, Bernard would draw in his underwear.
Hey, Golf Boy's here. Golf Boy Sunday. Good to see Golf Boy. B-Dub is here. Good to see B-Dub. Alzilla71. Oh. My left side is still stiff. Is it very cold in San Diego?
It's freezing here.
Yeah, it's kind of cold here too.
It needs to stop raining. We're in Southern California. This is bullshit.
It's scary. On the news, I see those pictures.
This is not the LA I signed up for. Rain and then cold and rain again.
Exactly. It's January in Southern California. It should be like 78 degrees.
But this
That's
this time of year is actually the most beautiful time during sunset, because it's like a pinkish purplish haze, right?
And like raining for 2 weeks.
You can't really see it because it's been raining, but why is that? I've always wondered. Is there something atmospherically that
Global warming?
No, every year I notice right around this time, this dating back to like 2001, 2002, right around 2001, right around this time of year, during the sunsets, the sky is particularly colorful. And is it something to do with, I don't know, something in the air because it's wintertime, or am I just crazy? Which is also
the
possible.
position of the sun at certain times. Who knows? We need a meteorologist to chime in.
Hey, Fletch, do you have herpes in the hand? Look at this.
I got two in the bush.
Do you have?
Did you give it to me?
No, this is. See, I'm wondering, like, when I was giving you the massage, this, I have like this. I think it's like eczema or some kind of like. Ugh.
No, I don't have herpes in the hand.
The leading theory now is shingles.
Shingles. But
No, I
shingles.
got my
Huh?
I got my shingle shots.
Booster.
But shingles. Once you have shingles, like all over your body, all over my body.
Definitely, that's more of a rashy thing. Yeah, not one thing, one pimple. Now, one pimple could be stuff that you're eating too. Like if something is really oily, I notice I might get besides pimples on your face, there might be if oil residues on your hand or something.
Mm.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm kind of very suspicious about that.
Thank you.
I like that. I like that theory. I like that theory better
Yeah.
than hand herpes.
I'll use an outdated term and call that a wives' tale.
I'm going with Fletch's thing about diet.
That's right.
I said it could be an allergy, but
Have you been eating a lot of oily foods lately?
Well, I did on.
Always.
yeah, exactly, always. So why? It's not different.
I did have some fried chicken last week. After I finished my book, I had fried chicken as a reward.
Yeah. Yeah. If it was shingles too, it wouldn't. Not only would it just be a rash, it would also be painful too.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt.
When you said half your body's in pain.
Yeah.
Wait, you said half your body's in pain?
Well, I do have like my
body
left
aches.
side is like super stiff.
Ooh.
Yeah. And kind of around the same time as this, when this showed up, my left side of my body's been kind of like really super stiff.
Maybe you're turning into Two-Face.
Yeah, but Two-Face fell into a vat of toxic chemicals.
Did that happen to you?
Not yet.
Actually, that happened to me the other day. And I used 2 different eye drops in 2 different eyes, and then I thought I was having a stroke because one of my eyes was like wider than the other one, like significantly. And then my because I just wanted to see, I have like one that's for eye whitening and then another one that's for allergy, and yeah, and then one was dilated more than the other, so it was
Right.
fucking with my vision.
Oh, jeez.
So I was like, am I dying? But it's so significant. It was really gnarly. I was like, what's wrong with my face?
So what was it?
Anyway, out there, I think it's from the 2 different eye drops.
Eye herpes?
One of them, definitely not.
Contraindications.
You can get herpes in the eyes.
You can?
You can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just be careful.
In the eye or around the eye?
In the eye. It's any like mucous membrane, type of
Really?
tissue that you have, yeah. So
Holy
just
shit.
don't let anybody with herpes on your hand touch you in the eye.
And don't get any
Yeah, because
teabag.
I'm like, how did I shake somebody's hand at some point, and he had herpes on his thumb, and but it's left-handed, so I never
It's
shake people left-handed.
shingles.
High five, but
And let's just clear it up. You didn't give me a massage either, so.
I did like
There's-
to
wants his
slap
money back.
butts, but when you slap in butts, like, you don't slap butts you slap butt this way. So
Mm.
that's
Yeah,
the other.
and
Have I ever talked about slapping butts on the stream?
Did we?
No.
That's a touchy subject now, I guess, because like I used to play basketball at USC, like pickup
Good game.
in the gym. No, like pickup basketball with like these college kids.
But you
Yeah.
slap on the butt and say
But
good
I'm
game.
so used to like good job, slap on the butt. At one point, I was thinking like, oh, these are like, college kids. They don't know who I am. I'm like some old guy like out there playing, slapping their butts.
I mean, that's if I was going to a bar or a club or something, if I wanted to talk to someone, slapping the butt's like the best way,
No,
or
yeah,
grabbing.
but it's an athletic thing. You know, slapping on the butt is an athletic, congratulatory
Yeah.
kind of thing. But like,
Do you ever see like the soccer, the congratulatory soccer thing they do in Europe? I think there was a move to get them to do a more masculine celebration.
What?
There's hugging and there's kissing and there's a lot of butt slapping, and they found a lot of people in other countries find it a bit off-putting.
yeah. So what are they doing?
I don't think they did anything about it because it's kind of I don't know.
Nobody cares.
They replaced it with sending them a thank you email.
Yes. You know how you could have gotten that herpes on your hand thing? Yeah, if you ever seen people play football, and then there's that hike thing where someone's hiking the ball to you. You know where
Oh.
you're standing.
Yeah, but that's
And-
I'm not hiking. And if I hike, I would.
Behind you?
If I hiked, my right hand would be up because if I'm right-handed, my right hand would be the one that's touching the butt, because the left hand is for support, right?
Oh,
So when I
okay, so
grab
it's just
the
a
ball,
theory.
my right hand is already in throwing motion. Because if I held it, well, unless I held it this way, I guess I could.
How do you hold the balls?
Like this.
And because I'm an ex-DC guy, I have to make a correction. Two-Face did not fall into a vat. There was acid thrown at his face. So
Two-Face didn't fall into a vat?
no, that was the Joker that fell
That's
into.
Joker.
Oh, Joker fell into the vat. Oh, I thought, well, what happened in the movie? Didn't he fall into a vat or?
No, he got burned off in the movie, right?
Yeah, Harvey Dent got burned at a trial. Yeah, some guy threw acid in half his face.
Man, that's rough.
Oh, Crispy Papa points out something like that means that the person hiking would have had no pants on.
Well, yeah.
So
well,
yeah, there goes that theory.
Would herpes like
naked football?
if he's wearing those pants long enough? Would the herpes like crawl through the fiber of the pants or no? It has to be skin on skin contact.
Yeah, herpes from clothing.
Could you get herpes from clothing?
I don't think so.
No.
It's really unfortunate that herpes. It's a sexually transmitted disease that has like a stigma attached to it, but then it's also just a common cold sore. Is the same thing, like like medically the same, but
Well,
it's
like
really weird.
80% of the people of the population have some or more have kind of like a herpes virus in them already. So
Then you say if you had
we
chicken pox, you have it.
Yeah. Or I mean, it's a form. So I mean, we all have viruses, like many. It's
Well,
not. It's
We all have
like
COVID
we all
now.
do.
Maybe it's COVID.
It lives in your nervous system and it flares up in times of stress.
Yeah. But the stress is kind of over now.
Yeah, but it takes a while for the symptoms to disappear and even show up.
Yep.
I guess the stress also could be like, yeah.
That's just a fried chicken pimple.
I think it's the fried chicken.
All right.
I mean, I haven't had fried chicken in a while.
Oh, really?
What about the sore back? though?
What about?
Is the sore back also the fried chicken?
Depends on how you ate the fried chicken.
Any body aches is usually your body fighting something off. So I don't know.
All right. Okay, let's. I think it's time to give this away. What do you guys think?
What?
What was that? Is that Fletch?
Prime time.
Oh my god.
So is this how you would ink? I mean, I guess you don't use an inker, but yeah, you wouldn't pencil like this for an inker, right?
No.
Because there's gray tones and everything.
Yeah. I mean, well, it depends. I haven't had an inker in like years. And decades.
Yeah, decades.
Because like if I'm gonna need an inker, well, actually no, I did have an inker a few years ago on Teen Titans.
Oh, that's cool. You can make that. Her sword is like illuminated because you make the dark areas around it.
Yeah, but I think when I was inking, I didn't get this detail with like the hatching and stuff. Although in certain areas, yes, but part of the whole thing was with an inker at that time was to speed up the process. But I was like, I can just digitally draw it. It'd be just about as fast. But they were like, nope. So what could I do?
Wow, it is uncanny. Whenever you mention, let's give this away, it seems like maybe like 15, 20 more people enter the room.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, it seems like it's always that's the case.
Is somebody like texting friends, or is somebody signing on with
multiple names,
multiple accounts? I mean, if that's
You
the
guys
case,
didn't know, but I'm also Crispy Papa.
yeah. I mean, if you're signing on, you should sign on the whole time with all the different aliases.
Yeah, it'd help the stream.
We could use the growth, or sign on and watch it through YouTube. Okay.
If anybody's a doctor here can tell us what that thing is.
Yeah. See that hand thing?
Dr. Midnight maybe can diagnose it.
Yeah, Dr. Midnight. Or I was wondering, do we have like a dermatologist on the stream?
Remember there was a female here that was a doctor.
Oh.
The nurse? Maybe was it
Oh, yeah, she hasn't been
Ingrid?
on here in a while. Yeah.
Hello?
I don't know. I wouldn't trust doctors. I had skin cancer, and they didn't think it was skin cancer.
Art and
so.
Ingrid. I hope she's doing okay. We haven't heard from her in a while. Okay. All right. Sean, you want to text me a number?
someone else? I mean, someone else text.
I'll text you.
Why, you want to win this?
There's more people get mad at me.
Are you? Really? Why?
Oh, I mean, I just don't want to be the one that picks a number where most people lose.
What? That's...
How about Sean texts a letter?
What's the
The
difference?
letter of the alphabet.
1 of 26 wins?
1 of 27. Well, actually, you can do, okay, double alphabet. AA or A. You can do AA or A, right? So there's
What?
54 opportunities to win.
Oh, I don't know how that works. Just do the number. Courtney or Fletch.
Fletch.
Text Bernard
Fletch,
a
why
number.
don't you text me a number, Fletch?
But that means Fletch is ineligible to win, though.
That's all right. What?
Fletch doesn't like magic.
Between what and what? Oh, she's one of my favorite characters.
Really?
Oh.
Between what and what?
1 and... Let's make it fun. 1 and 1,000.
1 and fun? Oh, 1,000.
We'll open this up to everybody on stream today.
Damn. I am Crispy Papa. I was going to pick the same Same
You better
number
get your
I
number
did.
guess in first.
Damn. It's a lucky 888.
Somehow, I kind of knew Fletch would choose this number.
Did you really?
How did I know?
Oh, did
From the
Crispy Papa get it?
massage. From the massage.
Oh, Poop Kid's on.
Hey, poop man, what's up?
He hasn't been responding to my messages lately.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What's up?
I don't know. I guess I'll
Ghosted by
take a
Poop
hint. Got ghosted.
You got ghosted by poop man? Dung dude?
It's just very awkward now when
I get it. I understand.
How are we doing with the numbers? Do we have any polls that we want to run before we get out of here? This is a double drawing today. You get, what's this guy, Guts?
Guts.
Yep.
And Magik with
And
a K.
Magic. Yeah.
This is your guts and glory.
Who do you think is winning this match?
Magik, of course.
she has the higher ground. Remember that part of Star Wars where he said like, what did he say? Like, don't do it. He's got the higher ground. So whoever is just physically higher up would win every battle.
Yeah.
It looks like she's pushing Guts' sword in his face. So
Yeah, she's kind of pushing it in his face a little bit.
yeah.
All right, should we add some color to this?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, let's get out of here. What are you, crazy? I gotta rub some cream on my
We can figure
fried
out what
chicken
that
thing
is.
here.
All right. You lock this up first, or
Okay, let's see. How are we doing with the number guessing? Lurky Lurk, you want to lock it up? Everybody that wants between 1 and 1,000. First time chat, Nico SS Blue. Good to see you. Nico SS Blue. Dr. Midnight just gives a poop kit. Thank you, Dr. Midnight. Lurky Lurk, lock it up. Lurky Lurk locked it up. Nico SS Blue, you missed the number guess. Should we include Nico SS Blue's number? Because he typed it in right after Lurky Lurk.
sure.
I can't guarantee that you won't get herpes if you get this piece of artwork. Hand herpes, but my this part of the hand hasn't. But I touched it with my finger.
Yes.
And then
Stick it in the microwave when you get it.
yeah, put it in the microwave.
Don't you have a disclaimer on every podcast, every show?
Yeah, some pieces of artwork also has bird poop in it, so don't.
But that's good luck, though.
It is. Okay. Let's see. We locked it up. We'll count Nico SS Blue's number. Fletch, you want to say your number?
Yep. In honor of Sugar Sean and his announcement, 247, 24.
Oh yeah.
247.
Someone was close.
Holy shit, did I
Someone was
win?
close.
Yeah.
Someone was
Well, the
close.
simple man had 280.
I had 270.
Crispy's 888. D. Roger 777. Poop Kid with a wave. Who's the
Way
closest?
high.
Golf Boy 199.
230 was way.
230. So what is that? That's 17 off.
17 off. Courtney was second.
Damn.
Courtney guessed twice though.
Courtney got twice?
No.
I chose somebody else's.
Oh.
I had somebody's
What made Way High guess 230?
B-dubs, and I
Maybe
chose.
maybe he was planning on going to the dentist, because that's
230. Right. Hey Courtney,
Mm-hmm.
do you know when is the best? Is there when's the best time to go see the dentist?
Is this a joke or?
No, just curious.
Oh, okay.
Is there a best time to go see the dentist?
You usually get a teeth cleaning every 6 months.
No,
or
what
if you go-
time? Specific time.
Yeah.
Avoid after lunch, maybe like 11.
Like
Oh
time
no,
of
I want
day.
to make them suffer. I just go straight garlic. Let's just get just make it rough for them.
Oh.
Yeah, well, see, after lunch, their blood sugar is low. I think close to 5 or 6 o'clock, also the blood sugar is low. So I think an 11 a.m. appointment is probably,
11 a.m. Is that your final answer?
I think so.
The best time to go see a dentist is tooth hurty.
So cheesy.
And
Bernard,
dad
what
jokes.
the hell is that?
Tooth 30. Get it? Tooth 30?
Tooth hurt.
Tooth hurty? Tooth
I
hurting?
don't want to laugh at that. Stop.
Bernard, do you remember that question I was asking everybody in Type 8? I was getting some laughs too.
This is a joke for Taiwanese people.
I thought it was the dentist joke.
Was it a dentist joke? I thought I had another one.
I thought it was the dentist one where, what time is the best time to go see the dentist? There was another one?
I thought there was another one. I forgot it. Oh well.
I thought it was the dentist one. That one was the big home run.
That was the home run hitter.
There's no place to sign. I think I'm going to have to sign down here. But then that means she's at a disadvantage. Okay. Congratulations,
Oh.
Wei. I'm working on your Wonder
Yeah.
Woman sketch next. All right. Anybody got anything to say before we get out of here? Damn,
You should
24/7 comics.
Oh, Wei had a baby.
Wei had a baby.
Oh.
Yeah, Wei had a baby.
Yeah, he had a baby.
Wow.
Congratulations, Wei.
He pooped that out. That's how you get babies, right? Poop it
Sean.
out.
Well, if you're a guy having a baby, yeah.
Where's your name on the website here?
I think if you go, well, I guess most of it's on Discord, so
Oh, there's a Discord. What's the Discord page?
yeah. I don't know. I haven't really looked at that promotional stuff.
I don't like that 7 and 24/7 logo.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't really stand out.
What is this? Can you guys hear audio? I'm assuming not.
No.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
DC legend Sean Chan.
In a new world with new heroes.
24/7 Comics original.
One man.
Ah.
One man.
Marvel and Valiant legend, no?
With new heroes.
Well, he did do the Salvation run.
That was legendary.
Is that a close up of your face?
Where's the close up of Sean's face?
Yeah.
It briefly.
Really?
Yeah, there
What?
was a
Early?
documentary they shot.
Was it early?
I'm not sure. It's a separate video.
Yeah, it just
Oh,
popped up like
separate
right
video.
after.
Yeah, I don't see Sean's face on this.
No, it comes at the end.
From Marvel and DC Legend. Okay. All right. Let's raid somebody and then get out of here. Who should we raid? Wei, you got anybody? Any suggestions? Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your support. Dr. Midnight, thank you for the subs, for the gift subs. Golf Boy, thank you for the resub. 30 months, Golf Boy. Woof. Somebody, Dr. Midnight has a stretch.
Oh, that's the close up of my face.
Anybody, any suggestions on who to raid?
I don't know. Titties,
Breast disease.
breasts, nipples.
Amaruth.
No suggestions. Amaranth?
Yeah.
we say we're gonna rate Amaranth every time, but
She's
But
never.
you always wimp out.
Cody Shibi, Riri, Ai Yojimbo.
Really?
Any other artists that are on? Anybody have? Kevin P. West says, Scuba's art.
Is this
Scuba's
Mega Animation? Megan Animation?
Scuba's art. Okay, Scuba's art. Let's do Scuba's art.
D. Rogers suggested that too.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, I didn't see. Oh, Scuba's art. Okay. We are rating Scuba's art. Thank you guys so much. We'll catch you next week. Next week is Conan.
O'Brien.
Happy holidays. Happy Chinese New Year.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's this
Here,
weekend.
that's right. Sunday. Year of
Yeah.
the Rabbit.
Happy Chinese New Year. Maybe Monday we'll play some games. I mean, next week we'll play some games.
Gamble.
I bought a lottery
Sean.
ticket. We can do a scratch off next week.
You gotta win, Sean. Gotta win this year.
Okay. See you guys.
All right. See you next week.
Bye.
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 Are we rating yet?
I think so. I see them. Or
I can't hear anything, but I see we're on somebody's page.
yeah.